Abia state government says the gender-based response team recently inaugurated will help eliminate female genital mutilation and all forms of gender-based violence in the state. Wife of the governor, Priscilla Oti, disclosed this at an event to mark International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation in Umaya. We have details in this report.
Statistics say over 20.3% of women and girls have undergone female genital mutilation in Abia State. There is a target by individuals and women groups to achieve the goal of ending female genital mutilation by 2030. Wife of the governor, Priscilla Oti, who was represented by wife of the deputy governor, is leading the fight against the practice in the state.
So, we must work together on multiple fronts. One of our strongest tools is the fight against FGM, is education. We must enlighten our communities about the physical and psychological consequences of FGM.
Other speakers say the practice has health consequences which include reproductive, physical and emotional well-being of young girls.
There's nothing to be gained by the practice, but rather it emphasizes on women discrimination and inequality.
Female genital mutilation limits opportunities for women and girls around the world.
Some of the participants want stiffer laws against the perpetrators of this act.
There are even health hazards, and health hazards that could linger into adulthood.
So that we should reduce the way our old people do that for the betterment of our female babies tomorrow.
With 2024 theme, Her Voice, Her Future, investing in survival-led movements to end female genital mutilation in mind, ending the practice is possible if all hands will be on deck. Nina Gabriel, TVC News, Omahia.
I'm joined now by anti-female genital mutilation advocate Melanie Shola. Melanie, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 10. Nigeria, they say.
That was how it started, but I think
Nigeria, they say, it accounts for perhaps the third largest number of women and girls who have undergone FGM worldwide. In all of your works in this regard, what have you identified as perhaps some of the main reasons that have made this trend persist in some parts of the country?
This is, and just like any other thing that is predominantly rooted in culture, it will take a really long time and a lot of effort, literally, to have attitudinal and behavioral change that would essentially result in the kind of outcomes that we anticipate. So you talk of a practice that is several decades old. You talk of a practice that is multi-generational. You do not expect that overnight something begins to give. However, I think part of the progress report fighting female genital mutilation in Nigeria is to literally look at how over time the waves, the tides have shifted from state to state, signaling that there are states who are literally catching up with the abandonment and whatnot as it relates to female genital mutilation. There was a time Ekiti State had the highest prevalence. There was a time it was Osun State. At the moment, it is Imo State. There was a time it was Ebonyi State. And you just look at how it moves. And also, I talk of a local government area with the highest prevalence in Nigeria, which is in Oyo State. I did a research and I based my work off that local government in question. And I did a documentary, Don't Gutter. And at the time that I produced this documentary, the prevalence rate was 98%. Interestingly, 2 years after, it had come down to 92%. 6% looks small, somebody on the outside, but those of us who continuously advocate, those people on the field in this local government area, and I talk of a particular local NGO, Rural People Development Initiative. I talk of Princess Bio Adetono, who continues to spearhead that movement. For these people, 6% is a whopping number, and they continue to celebrate that as they hope for more and more change.
So there's an SDG goal that is looking at 2030 to ending female genital mutilation. How feasible is this goal, and how far away do you think we are, from achieving this?
So I'd say it was a really, in a lot of ways, a really realistic goal, and at the time that was set. Not to say there wouldn't be challenges or whatnot, but I need to speak to 2020 and what COVID-19 has done to this particular goal. So it's not just to the goal of ending female genital mutilation, essentially as other SDG goals, but literally where female genital mutilation as well as other sexual and gender-based violence issues are concerned, we have a pretty serious situation on our hands in 2020. Now, the victims or potential victims were locked down with their potential perpetrators. And so whatever safety net, whatever avenue you had for girls and women who were actually at risk of female genital mutilation to report, to seek help, became literally narrow, right, in that period. And that literally stretched that goal. So if I was speaking categorically to the realization of this goal by 2030, I'd say there'll be a great improvement, there'll be a great push towards the mark. Realistically, because I am on the field and I am a survivor, I think we may still need a little more time. And our researchers have proved that because of COVID-19, we are seemingly further behind on achieving that goal.
Good place to leave it. Anti-FGM advocate Melanie Shola. Good to see you, Melanie. And thank you for